Alright, gang, welcome back to a survival challenge on New Frontier. It is September, well, day 1, I suppose. We did go over to the next day, I guess. And, yeah, I'm still carrying logs up here. I did successfully accomplish what I said I wanted to do. I set out to do, right? Which was get us to $30,000 at a minimum. I've got us more than that. Chopping the wood down to smaller amounts, which we kind of knew. Just didn't really do initially, but we kind of knew that is getting us more money. So I've been doing that. Been busy. Been very busy. I did test out that wood chip vehicle. Whatever, piece of equipment, whatever you want to call it. It didn't work exactly how I thought. I guess I read it wrong. It just says trunk. I thought it said stumps, too. It just says trunks. So that means you have to put the whole tree in it. And since we don't have, lumberjack or anything like that on console, at least not that I'm aware of yet at the time of this recording, I would have to go through the process of getting, forks on the front, get a front loader, forks, all that good stuff, and just to be able to put the tree in there. And I think there are better ways around it than that. So I've decided to go against that. Now, we do have $36,000. We want to buy a mower. We're going to buy a mower today, but I'm also going to buy this water tank here. We might not necessarily utilize it today, but since it's so inexpensive, we will utilize it at some point. So I just feel like that is well, I just ran into a tree while we were buying that. I feel like that is a smart investment for us, so I went ahead and just purchased that now, so we do have that at the shop to pick up. I mean, at some point, maybe even today, I'm sure we will put down at least a greenhouse at a minimum, right? Greenhouses are nice income, so we'll more than likely be utilizing it here very soon. So I didn't want that to leave the used market. The one we were talking about buying, the little machine that turns the trunks into wood chips is already gone, so I can't purchase it even if I wanted to now at this point. But it would have been useful. It would have been nice to have, I think. But given what we would have to do to actually get the wood chips with it, I didn't really think it was worth our time right now. I think right now we should focus more on getting a stump grinder, get rid of some of these stumps, at least some of the area of that we want to turn into fields for now. And we can sell that back and then utilize that money, most of that money I should say, to get us some mowers, right? We need a mower at least, one mower minimum, and then we're going to have to get a baler or a loading wagon or something to accomplish the rest. But here's a big set of trees. Obviously you can see that I've been busy chopping down trees, and I've kind of put them all together to try to make it easier on myself to cut them and winch them up. So I've kind of cut them. They're not all exactly perfectly the same size, but they're close enough where we should be getting the best profit we can out of them. And basically, we're just... I gotta turn the lights off. We're just basically just need to keep making trips back and forth to the store, right? A little bit of a later start today than I guess normal. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. But that's okay. We're still cruising along here. It did do some hail this morning. I was still working this morning, and it did do some hail. So nothing really damaged us there because it's just, hail on area that we don't have any crops or anything. So it wasn't anything major, but it was a pretty heavy hail. So I would suspect that if we did have crop, we would have had some damage. Because we do have damage on, right? We do have weather damage or whatever it's called in the actual menu. I don't remember what it's called. Weather or something. Disaster destruction. We do have that on. But how's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. Not doing too bad. Now the stump grinder we want to get here. Let me find it. If I can find it without running into something in the meantime, that'd be amazing, but we probably will. Stump grinder, 27,000. So we actually do have enough to buy it right now. I'd like to, get the rest of these trees up to the shop, potentially, before we buy it. Maybe not, actually. No, that might change now that I say that. We want to... So we've got a lot of things we need to purchase, especially since we didn't go with the grinder, the trunk grinder to make it into wood chips. Since we didn't go with that approach, right, we've got a little bit more money than I thought we were going to have. So we've got some different approaches we need to take. First of all, we got that water tank, which I think was useful, and we should have bought it anyway. Mower, right? We really need to get some kind, and they're outrageously expensive, and it takes forever, but we need to get a production down for wood on our farm so we can start making some pallets and things like that, so we can start actually getting going on the log cabin, because it's going to take a long time to get that done. So we need to get that going. Besides the mower, we need to get probably a windrower, more than likely, right? And we also need a baler. Now, the balers are outrageous. I mean, they are outrageous. I can cut that in half with a loading wagon at about $30,000 versus $60,000 for a baler. I was hoping a baler was going to pop up in the used market. I mean, that was wishful thinking, I know, but I was hoping for it. So the baler is kind of where I'm leaning. I want to do baling, but it's so expensive. Basically, if you factor everything in I just told you, counting the fact that we have to buy the wood chipper and we're going to sell it and lose a little bit of money off of it. Really, I probably shouldn't even sell the stump grinder, I should say. I really probably should keep it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there for this conversation. The point I'm trying to get at is we're going to need, at a minimum, and that's with selling the stump grinder, a minimum of like $95,000. Minimum. That's a lot of money, gang. That is a lot of money. That is a lot of these trips to the wood shop. And if we factor in the production on top of it, you're over $100,000. Easily. Easily over $100,000. Because I want to say the small ones, which take for an absolute eternity, are $36,000, which is so ridiculous. Like that, it should not be that much. If you're gonna charge us that much, they should be pumping out wood much faster than they do. I mean, it takes 5-6 days, 6 months, just to put out one pallet. I mean, it's ridiculous. I don't know what they were thinking. Clearly they weren't. Doesn't even make any sense to me why they would think that's a good idea to do that. Like, it's not even fun. Like, maybe it's realistic, I don't know, but it's not even, I mean, it's so difficult to even get anything out of that. You know, it would take us years. It would take me probably a whole year just to complete a construction project, considering the fact we only do one episode per month on the normal, occurrence, right? Now, in this instance, we're doing 2 days per month, so it's going to take even longer. Now, we don't necessarily have to do 2 days per month every single time. We don't. The reason why we're doing 2 days per month, honestly, is because of the crop stuff, right? And how long it might take us once we get going here. If we end up not really needing to utilize both days, we just skip a day. It's not a big deal. It's like a maze trying to get through all these trees here. Trying to find the fastest route. Alright, we got another set of 4 here. I think I made these a little bit too small, but it is what it is. Too late now. That's alright. So, I think, given that full understanding of what we just found out, right, let's buy the mower first. We'll buy the stump grinder afterwards. Let's buy the mower first. The mower I want... So there's square balers. Okay, so I'm sorry. I was incorrect. We can get a square baler for $22,000. I really don't want a square. I want round. That's the reason why it's so expensive. I mean, I guess we can do square. What about the wrappers? Is there a wrapper for square? Yeah, but it's 34 versus a 16, right? So you're saving a little bit of money there. That's the one that stands still, too. I don't really necessarily want that one. I want one that's either on the back of the actual tractor, which this one... I've had issues with this in the past, for sure. Not on this necessarily channel, but before I started making this a separate channel, I've had issues with this. This is really the one I want. Where you can drive up to it, and yeah, that's the one I want, 27. So, I mean, you're way more than that, if you want to wrap it, I should say. We don't necessarily have to wrap those grass bales right off the bat. That's why I said we had a minimum, just for mowing stuff, of, $95,000. It's a minimum. But if we want to make the most money that we can, which, why wouldn't we? We want to turn them into silage. We want to wrap them. The other option we have here is like I said, the loading wagon, but you got to put down a pit, and then I'd have to get a loading wagon or not loading wagon. I already have a loading wagon, but I'd put down a pit. Pits right now, they're not cheap either. They're expensive too. So no matter what we do, it's very expensive, I guess is what I should say. I don't even remember where it's under. I think it's silos. Yeah, 25 grand for the cheapest one. So, I mean, no matter what we do here, we're gonna be struggling. We're gonna be struggling. So it's just gonna be another episode here of us carting these trees up here as fast as we can. And hopefully we get a mower today, which, well, we have enough money actually technically right now to buy one of the mowers. And we can at least get something started as far as mowing goes. But we got to get that stumps gone too. I mean, we can mow it and then just, when we hit it, we can go around it. That's fine, but ideally we get rid of the stump when we run into it, right? We have it there, so we can just flip to it and get rid of the stump. This tractor, we utilized that one in the... Which one are we using line that in? The Triple Threat Challenge? Is that right? I think so. It's nice. 23,000, but again, that's another expense that we don't really want to incur right now. It'd be nice to have that, so that way, we could have that hooked up to the stump grinder, and then this one can be the mowing, right? And we wouldn't have to unhook everything, turn everything off, right? Save us a little bit of time. But that's more wishful thinking than actually smart planning, right? We wouldn't really want to do that in this instance at this point, given everything I just told you we have to go through and buy. Yeah, I made those way too small. That was not even worth it. The trip all the way up here. So I'm going to carry on here, bringing these up here. You saw how many I had cut down. I'll get most of them up here, at least until the last set, and then I'll be back with you on that last set, and we'll see where we get to as money-wise. I mean, we're going... The first ones I brought up were the biggest ones, right? They were the bottom of the trunk there, and they're worth the most money. So it's going to be smaller amounts we're making here for the rest of these, I think, but hopefully we get to 40 grand, but we'll see. Alright, gang, this is pretty much the last load here. I did decide to cut down a couple more trees. It's like 2 more trees, just to make sure that we had a full load here we were bringing back. And I noticed in the first video there were a number of people saying that, you could bring the whole tree here and it sells for the exact same amount regardless if I cut it down or not. But it doesn't feel like that. I feel like I've tested that to an extent that that's not the case, but maybe I just need to cut down 2 identical same length trees and bring them up here. One obviously chopped up into around the 8-9 meter width, and then the other one just a full length, and see what I get. I don't know. I've heard mixed reviews on that. I'm pretty positive the statement is that if you cut them into 8 or 9 meter widths, whatever it is, you get more money for them. I'm almost positive that's still the case, but perhaps I'm wrong on that. Anyway, we got a lot of money. $51,106 to be exact. We want to buy some more stuff today. I think what we're going to end up doing here, possibly a slight change from what I initially had thought about doing. We're still going to do mowing. Nothing's come out in the used market sale. Actually, I can turn the the speed up. I dropped the speed down of the time scale just because, I'm doing all this off camera, and I want to make sure that it's still relatively light. Obviously, it's a cloudy day today, but you get what I mean. For your viewing pleasure, right? So really, I think I'm going to get this one, the Pottinger here, and the reason why I'm going to get this one is we're not going to be able to get this for quite a while, but the reason why I'm thinking of getting this one is because this has the ability where it puts it into a swath behind the tractor for you. So, right now, we're probably going to have to deal without, any kind of a swather of any sort, right? But, or a windrower, I should say, of any sort. But if we need one, we can buy it and then sell it whenever we're able to purchase this one. But for now, I think we're going to get this. So let's go ahead and buy this. Okay, these are $37,000. Now, it's not enough, unfortunately, to get the round baler like I wanted to do, right? Initially, I wanted to get the round baler here and work with that. That's unfortunately not going to work, at least not yet. I'm going to need a lot more money to do that. So, I think we go with the square baler. I'm going to get the one that's liftable pallets and bales, like I told you before, off camera for sure. I'll probably be doing some work where I need to pick up the bales myself, right? And it's just going to be easier for me to pick them up and carry them wherever I want to do it. If I'm not doing it on camera with you, I don't think it really makes that big of a difference. You wouldn't know it anyway, right? So, we'll do standard twine. That's fine. It's a small little baler. It's not a very big one at all. 120 centimeters is not very big bales, to say the least. But we can bale them. Now, the thing I want to make sure before I select that and purchase that, it does do, this one does not. This one does 125 centimeters. I've used this before. I don't really love it. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't love it. Because the way this works is you have to pick up the bales, put them in there, and then it puts them in like a big long, like, I don't know, like a roll of all of them together. And then they just sit wherever they're at until they're ready to be, you know, sold or used for silage for whatever you're going to use it for. So I don't really love that one. I really don't. So that kind of makes me not want to get this one, which means we're nowhere near the amount we need to be at regardless. All the square balers are outrageously expensive, more so than the round balers. Man, I need a round baler to come out on Mod Hub. There's nothing. 60,000. We are quite a ways away from that. What do we do here, gang? What do we do? I'm not really sure what we can do. Tell you what we're going to do here. I know what we're going to do here, first of all. We're going to take this stuff back. Let me drop the weight real quick. We're going to put the mower on the front, and then we'll come back and get the water tank and the weight. Going to take this back to the farm anyway. I guess we're going to have to get rid of more trees. There's really not a whole lot else we can do. I mean, I guess I could get a plow and we could start just doing fields and making our own fields up. We could start doing that, but I kind of wanted to go the mowing path. I haven't done any mowing yet in FS25, so I kind of wanted to utilize the grass, although it's probably not great grass, but the grass nonetheless, to make us a little bit of money based off of, you know, doing some bales, and then maybe eventually we turn them into silage bales, but bales for at least for the beginning. We could obviously put down some animals, right? We could put some sheep or goats or something down that can utilize that grass to make us a little bit more money. I don't know what I'm going to do here, gang. That's a lot more trees I got to chop down. It's a lot more time to get to that point, right? I mean, most of the stuff that I'm going and selling, except for like the bottom of the trees here, and most of them, they're not making me a ton of money. It's costing a lot to go up and, you know, there and back with gas and the wear and tear and everything. We still have a lot of trees over there. It's not like we're hurting for trees or anything. It's just a matter of us getting them all the way up there. The only other thing we could do, and this is what I had initially thought about doing for this series when we started out, and then I decided against it, was a wood trailer. But if we do that, where it's going to take us even longer to get to the baler, but we would probably have a little bit more realistic's not really the word I'm looking for. A little bit more, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but it would give us a better cut of each of the logs, right? So we'd have more precise links to take to the sell point, I guess. I guess that's how I'll put it. which means we would have a little bit more of a consistently average sell price versus what I'm doing now, where I'm just kind of eyeballing what I think is 8 or 9 meters. I don't know. I had to think about it a little bit. But we are making progress. We really are. We got a mower now. We are making progress. I guess the other thing I could do, because it doesn't really cost a whole lot. I don't know even where I'm going. Here we go. Well, I mean, it does cost a lot of money. I shouldn't say it doesn't cost a whole lot of money. It does. We bought that water tank, right? We said we were going to do some greenhouse work as well on this series. I don't want to do it in every series, but just seemed like a no-brainer for this series. But if we do that, it's going to delay us for getting the baler too, right? So, the only other option we have here, the only other option is to get the loading wagon, the $30,000 loading wagon. We can get that one. But if we get that, we have to be fully committed, I think, to doing the sheep or the goats, right? And then whatever's remaining, we're going to have to get a pit, but we showed you the pit price already. So I really don't think there's a great answer no matter what here. I don't think no matter which one I pick is really going to be exactly what I'm wanting or looking for, maybe. I guess I'll just knock down some more trees, gang, and we'll see if we can get to 60. I guess. I mean, that's. I really don't want to shift gears that much. I want to do some, animals, some sheep and stuff, or goats, or maybe both. I do want to do those because we're going to have so much grass on the ground. Why not? We might as well do it, right? But I really don't think I want to shift gears yet on our plan, right? Our initial plan was to start baling some grass up. And the square baler certainly could work, but we couldn't turn it into silage. So we would just go and sell the grass as it is in a bale format, which, if we're going to do that, why wouldn't we just get the loading wagon? That's much easier. Well, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Where am I going here? Wrong thing. That's where I'm going. No, I'm on the right thing. Get it together, Z. Forgot about this little section where it switches up here at the top. There's tabs at the top. Grass. It's not great, right? You're not making a whole lot of money. 131 bucks for 1,000 liters. It's not a whole lot of money, right? So I'll put this over here in our, well, I guess it's kind of our makeshift yard. I kind of had planned to think maybe put the yard over here back here by this tree line back here, because I don't think there's many trees over here that we can chop down, if any. So this is going to be kind of like our line. Now, a subscriber of mine made a comment in the last video I saw that was pretty good. It was a pretty good one. Basically saying that he would, go around, find the line, and just do a spray paint line. Or why I say spray paint. He would paint a line around, where his actual land is, so he actually knows where he can cut to, or where he can mow to, or where he can drill to, whatever, right? He knows where that is. I don't think it's a terrible idea. I might consider doing that. But I think I would do mine a little bit different. He said he just made like a straight line, from one corner to the other corner of his land. I think I would just do spot sprays potentially, just to help me see where I'm at, instead of just doing a whole big line. I don't necessarily know if I want to do that. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I just don't necessarily know if that's what I want to do or not. As a matter of fact, hold on a second. I thought I just saw something. There is one there. I missed one. Well, it's just a tiny little thing, but I missed it. Whoops. Alright, well. Maybe we can try to get it here. I don't know if we'll be able to or not, but maybe we can try to get it. Those are not the same height. I was going to say, maybe we could try to find 2 trees and we could just test out that theory we talked about a few seconds ago. Those 2 look pretty similar, don't they? I don't know if they are, though. Just from this angle, it kind of looks like it, but maybe they're not. No, I think they are the same. Let's try it. Let's try this theory out. It's not going to get us to 50 grand. But let's just test this theory out. This actually gives us something to... These are the trees that get stuck in the ground too. So this could be entertaining, I guess. Now, I will admit, I don't know if my voice sounds different or not at all, but I am doing... Which one was it? Is this one? It had to be that one, right? It was that one. I am doing this video in kind of a two-part session for myself. The first part before before I went away to start making all this money for us. That was all done yesterday, technically, and this one is now being done in the morning. So if my voice sounds slightly different, that's why. I don't know if it does or not, but not doing the entire video in the same sitting, I guess is what I should try to say. All right, they look pretty close to the same length here. So this is going to be the true test here. I still believe it's chopping them in the 8 to 9 meter width. I still think that is the best approach here, but we're gonna figure it out. Let's push these suckers out of here. Push Z, push, go, go, go. All right. So, let's see if I can chop this one down as best as I can. Somewhere in here, probably, right? Yeah, we'll go here. Whether that's right or wrong, who knows? But we'll get at least a better idea for sure. Alright, that'll work. We're just going to take them like that. Even though the one is a little bit longer, we're still going to take them like that. It's fine. Okay, so I need to come back here. And kind of push these apart a little bit so I can grab these back here. They're in the back easier. Perfect. And then the same thing here. Perfect. Quit pushing the tree. Sometimes when you're trying to winch it in this one, it just pushes the whole tree. All right, here's going to be our test, gang. This is going to give us the actual yes or no. Is it the same price or is it different? Who knows? But these are also the trees that get stuck in the ground. So we'll see what happens here. I have it lifted up. That way, those of you who were saying that I need to be lifting it up the entire time because I go faster, you're right, I do. But these things, like I told you, were getting stuck in the ground, and it seemed to me that if the winch was on the ground, they were not getting stuck as much. Because right now, the tail end of the tree, I guess, the top of the tree, and if it was still standing, the top of the tree, the skinnier portion of the tree, is kind of being leaned most of the weight onto it, which means it's pushing it down into the ground. That's where my theory is coming from, and that's why it's going into the ground, because there's some kind of ground issue here on the map. So, I will work to get these back up, and let's see who's correct. All right, we're back up here, gang. Let's test this thing out, huh? All right, there's the 3. So the big one should be staying still. Yep. Okay, so we'll sell these 3. We'll see what we get. And we'll bring in the big dog and see what we get. All right, $3,080 from chopping it into 3 different links. Somewhere in the vicinity of where they need to be at, what I think, at least. And if we just do the full tree, I'm expecting about 1,400. Come on, can you please? Oh my gosh. Thank you. Okay, whole tree. It's the same amount? Well, we know. See? There you go. You cannot pull the whole tree. I knew you had to cut it in half, and I knew you'd get more. So there you go. There's the proof. Right there. You need to chop your trees. Bring them to the sell point. Alright, so I'm not sure how much longer we're going to go here, gang, but we're going to chop down this big tree. I think this is the biggest tree by far that we have. There might be another big one over there, maybe way, way, way in the back over there, that one right there, possibly. But this is by far the biggest tree we have, so this could be the moneymaker we're looking for here, hopefully, to get us, you know, a decent haul here. I still think at this point we're probably not, unfortunately, going to get a whole lot else done today besides tree work. Episode is 30-ish minutes already right now at this point. So I'm going to take this tree down. I think it's going to be, obviously with how big it is, it's going to be super heavy, so I probably won't be able to take much more than just this tree. This is going to be probably difficult to trim up the limbs too. I guess not. Well, that was super easy. I was expecting it to act like the trees on the other maps. But this is, we're chopping down this, no problem. Okay, well, I stand corrected, I guess. But anyway, this one should, in theory, make us the most money out of all the trees we've chopped down so far. I suspect... See this little right here? I don't know if you can see it or not. Maybe you can on camera, I don't know. Where my line is, right to the left of it, I just went across it, right there, basically. There is a... I don't know, it's like a image... I don't know, like rendering cut. I don't know if that's where I'm supposed to cut the tree. I don't know if that's what that means. Or if that's just, you know, part of the game having bad rendering. And there's a line going straight up right here, too. So maybe it's just the game with the rendering of the skin for the tree, I guess. Sorry, gang, I hit the microphone. I don't know. I've noticed in that a couple of times now. So it makes me wonder, you know, why didn't they not clean that up? You know, it's like they put one layover of the bark or whatever, and then they were like, well, we got to change it up so it doesn't look exactly the same, and they put another one down, but then they didn't like smooth this section out or something. I don't know. I might just be talking nonsense. I don't know. Just what it looks like to me. We're gonna chop it there, though. It is not as long as I typically would chop them because it's so heavy. I just have a feeling it's going to be like, this is too heavy. You need to cut it down again. Well, maybe that is the right size. I don't know. It's a big tree, man. I'm probably gonna have to cut that one again now that I look at it. It's a huge. We're gonna be going very slow. No matter what we do, we're gonna be going very slow on this one. There's another one right here. See it? I'm gonna keep trying to find these and cut them on these spots. Whether it's right or wrong, I'm gonna try it. Now, I do not believe I'll be able to get all of these, but let's give it a shot and see what happens, huh? Alright, let's let me do it. Surprisingly. It's heavy, though. Oh, boy, it's heavy. I'm gonna grab this little guy here, too. It's not gonna give us anything. This thing's tiny, but... okay. Alright. I will bring these back to the shop here, gang. We'll see what kind of money we get. If we can get, on average, when I've been chopping them up, and it's a decent tree, you know, like one of these tall pine tree looking things, we've been getting around $4,000 when I chop them up. So if we can get 6-ish, 7-ish out of this, I'm gonna be pretty happy. I'll be very happy. Not even pretty happy. I'll be very happy. I don't know if that's possible, but we're gonna find out. Alright, here we go. Big time delayed. $9,145, and we didn't even get all of it. That tree was the winner right there, man. That was the winner. Oh boy. Alright, hold on. Let's see if I can try to go at this a different way, possibly. Okay. So that gets us a lot closer to where we want to be at. Part of me kind of feels like now I should head back there and try to see if I can find another one of those big dog trees and then just take that up here. It did take us a while to get up here. It was much slower. It's the slowest we've ever gone, honestly. Even with the winch up, it was still 10 mile an hour at best because that tree was just so damn heavy. So if we can find another one of those, maybe even 2 of those, we'll be able to get that baler today. And then we'll be set up for episode 3, right? But let's get back there. Let's see if we can find one. I don't know if we will or not, but let's see if we can find one. And we'll go from there. Alright, we're back. Unfortunately, I see maybe one. I don't even know if we can cut it down. But it's pretty far back into this deep, thick area of woods here, which means we're really going to have to probably clear out some more of this if we want to get to it. There's a chance I could cut it properly and maybe get to it. No, I've already lost it. It's back here somewhere. Turn around, Z. Come on, buddy. Here it is. So, this is the only one, I think, that we have left. We can cut it. I think. Yeah, there's more room back here. There's a bunch more back here, actually. They're just way, way, way far back here in the back. I didn't realize we had this much room back here, but we do. So we've got plenty of trees. It's just a matter of getting to them, and it's not really easy to get to these big dogs. There's a nice big open area over here, though, now that I say that. How big is this guy? He's not very big. It's the same type of tree. It's just he's not big enough yet. Okay, well, I guess that answers all of that question for us, right? So I think what I'm going to do, gang, is we're going to continue to chop down some trees here. I'll get us to 60 for the next episode. And then, you know what? Let's see if we can do it, actually. I think there's a slim chance I can get in here and get it. A very slim chance, but I think it can be done. Let me try it. If it can't, then we're going to have to get some trees, and I'll just do all that off camera, basically. Right? If I can get back here with the tractor and I can winch the whole tree out, and then we can chop it, like, that's the most ideal situation. I don't know if I'll be able to do it or not. We're going to attempt it. Because if we get another 9,000 out of this, we can buy it today. Now, we're not going to probably start that today, unfortunately, at this point. We're far enough along in the episode here that I don't think that would really be the smartest play for us, but okay. Now I can't get rid of these, which before I got rid of them no problem. Maybe this one was bigger than the other one, potentially. I don't think so, though. I can't get rid of these no matter what I do. That's not going to be a good thing for us. Well, if I can't get rid of those, I'm not even going to be able to get this tree out. There's no way. They're going to get stuck on everything. And it's almost like they're, like, kind of glitched into it. Look how different the color is, or the texture is. It's just not being rendered, I guess. Well, I tell you what we can try to do, I don't know if it's going to work or not, but if we get rid of this tree, and this tree right here, we got a bit more open space here. We might have a chance. We'll leave that there. I'm going to leave all the twigs and everything on that one just to, you know, make sure I know where it's at. I've probably lost a few other small trees or twigs like that, I'm sure I have. Alright, let's see if I can get back there and get it now. I did clear out some space here. I think there's a chance. Not a good one, but it's a chance. And just drive right into the tree there. See, good job, buddy. I think that's part of the game. I've talked about it before. When you're running, sometimes it just keeps on going. It's the same thing with driving. I don't understand it. I think I've seen other people complain about that too. People way more... have way more... Come on, come on, come on. Yes, yes. Yes. All right, sweet. Now, will I be able to chop everything down now? I doubt it, but hey. We got the damn tree out. That's problem number 1. Let's see if we can figure out problem number 2 here. Or fix problem number 2, not figure it out. We already know what it is. Come on, Z, get it together, buddy. No. Alright, so we're stuck with those. There's nothing we can do about them. Alright, well, whatever. Well, let's at least chop this thing down, and we'll try to bring it. I mean, it's going to be difficult, I think, to get it through. At least that portion. We might have to just cut that portion off and leave it there. Because even our little way out here has a lot of trees. They're little tiny trees, but they're trees nonetheless that are in the way. So... Okay, where is the... Is there one? Maybe it's just certain ones. I was going to say, where is the change to the texture at? I mean, I'm not seeing it, so... I guess I'll just... Here's one right here. I found one. Perhaps that's there on purpose to say this is where you need to cut it at. I don't know. Maybe somebody knows and they'll let me know in the comments who's still watching at this point. Alright. We've got ourselves all taken care of. Now, this, I'm going to try it again. I don't think it's going to work, but I'm going to try it again. No. So what we might end up having to do, I'm going to attempt it, but we might have to just let that piece be here for a little while. Because I don't think we're going to be able to get that. Actually, you know what? I'm not even going to attempt it. I'm not even going to attempt it. We're just going to push this back here in the back somewhere. And we'll deal with that later on. Once we get our own sawmill or whatever, we can bring that in to that, right? I guess I just ended up bringing it all the way back to where I just was because of that stupid branch. Just drove right through it. Oh boy. Alright. This is probably not going to get us there. We need to get one more. So I think I'm going to pick up one of those trees back there. It's not going to give us a ton of money, but every little bit counts at this point, right? So let's grab this guy. I think I cut these a little bit too small. As a matter of fact, I know I cut them a little bit too small, but... Alright, let's see if I can go grab one of those little guys here. Just trim him up. Alright, we'll throw him on the bunch. And we'll attach him up. Good to go. Alright, again, I don't know if this is actually going to get us to the 60,000 since I cut these a little bit too short, but we're going to find out. Alright, here we go, gang. We either are going to be going into the next episode with enough money to purchase the baler, or we're going into the next episode with me having to do some more off-camera logging work. Off-camera logging work that is. We're going to leave it there, gang. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I appreciate it if you hit the like and subscribe button. It's free, helps me a ton, and I'll catch you in the next one.